Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Chantal Bueno. Thank you so much for being here for this video today. If you see my finger, don't pay attention to it. Recently at the gym, not that you guys really care, but recently at the gym, smushed my finger really bad and like literally broke my whole nail. My face the whole time was like this, but in like my head, it was like that one SpongeBob meme where he's like, and then in his head, he's like, ah, that was me. But anyways, I feel like a lot of times we purposely or without even knowing put limits on ourselves. We automatically tell ourselves we can't do something. The reason why I brought up, my finger is because immediately after I thought that, I was like, I'm not gonna be able to lift, well, I'm not gonna be able to do upper body, I'm not gonna be able to do my normal routine. And I was just kind of bummed about it. And I took like the day off. But then the next day, I was like, you know what? I shouldn't be saying this, let me give it a try. It's just my thumb. And people have it worse, and they still show up to the gym, me breaking my nail. Although it hurts, it's not the end of the world. I feel like I could still get my normal routine done. Actually ended up having a really good workout. I did full body, and I gave it my all, and my thumb wasn't a big problem. You automatically tell yourself you can't do something, you're not going to be able to do it, because you're putting out that limiting energy, that low vibrational energy. Don't get me wrong, there's going to be people that really care about you that are going to be like, hey, you shouldn't do that. I don't think you should do that. You're also going to just have people that don't really care about you and say you can't do that. There's going to be people that are like that in your life. You already are telling yourself, oh, I can't do this. If you aren't able to block out all the other voices that tell you can't do something, then you're never going to be able to do it. Words are very, very strong. They're very important. They're very powerful. I used to be so very hard on myself. I used to just, you couldn't do that. You're weak. Say many things to myself, which obviously would prevent me from actually starting or completing something or really giving it my all. And I had to really take a look at those limiting beliefs and be like, wait a second, that's not true. This person didn't, why can't you do it? It takes a lot of work to do that, to get past those beliefs, because sometimes those beliefs, those voices that you hear in your head come from your past, voices that don't even come from you, that you've developed during your time on this earth. And you just gotta end up, basically literally get up and be like, hey, create a new version of myself. I don't have to stay the same. I can turn my life around. I don't have to be that person I was before. Most of these things, the things that I've learned, is when I've been in my version of rock bottom, and I feel like I've hit rock bottom a lot of times in my life. Sometimes I stayed there for a little longer than I wanted to, but for some reason there was a tiny voice in me that was like, I never want you to feel like this again. I never want you to be like this again. Let's give it our all and become better than we are right now. And that's when everything started to change for me. Certain voices come up, I immediately negative, and a voice that's very much a downer, I immediately switch and be like, okay, what would my higher self do right now? And then I act. Think, and then I act. I'm not gonna get too into it, but recently something happened to someone that I really care about, and I was really worried. Immediately after this certain situation happened, they were back on their feet like nothing happened. It's something that really stuck with me. They said, how am I gonna be preaching, you gotta be strong, you gotta be this and that, if I'm not the one showing it? I have to be the living example of what strength is. I have to fully be the example. And I was just like, it just really inspired me, and I was just like, you're right. You have to be able to look past whatever you're going through right now. Where you're at this moment, you can really learn a lot from. If you really just sit there and take it all in and not complain and feel sorry for yourself, you can really learn a lot from what you're going through right now in this moment. If you're at rock bottom, the only place you can go is up. On our own mountain, all have our own struggles, different things we're facing, and they're all valid. Don't put, limits on yourself. Tell yourself you can't do something if you haven't even tried. You can and you will. I feel like humans have so much potential. We're stronger than we think. Getting like a minor injury kind of made me pay more attention to my workouts and really sure I'm doing everything very well and taking my time. Because sometimes when you're used to, your routine, you're just like, you go in there, you get it done, and that's it. And I've noticed now that I paid more attention to my workout, I went in there and I got a better workout in. I went slower and I took my time, which is always better, because if you go into something and you kind of half do it, not reaching your full potential. But if you go into something and you're like, I probably have to take my time, I probably have to make sure I'm doing this well, because for example, I didn't want to hurt myself more than I am. And there, I got a better workout in. I feel like there are times where you're gonna have to force yourself to get out of bed. You have to force yourself to do things you don't want to, but that's what's gonna get you to the next level. You have to use the strength you have in this moment to keep going. You can keep going. I know you can. First, tell yourself you can, because if you keep telling yourself you can't, you're never gonna be able to do it. I'm telling you right now, you're never gonna be able to do it. But if you show up with a good attitude and you're like, you know what, this might be happening in my life right now, but I'm still gonna try my best, then you're gonna be able to do it. After you got over that mountain, you're gonna be able to climb this mountain. Life is a series of bumps and disasters and chaos. In between all of that, there's beauty, there's growth, there's so much things to learn from. You just have to be there to pay attention and to really take it all in, because if you don't, you're always going to be miserable. Think life always happens to you, everybody else's fault, and wishing that you had someone else's life. But everybody's life has problems. They just have different problems. Remember, words are powerful. Stop telling yourself you can't do something, because you can. And if you're waiting for me to tell you that you can't do something, this is not the video for you, because tell the people I love, if you keep telling yourself you can't, you're not going to be able to do it. I'm not the person to tell you can't do something, because you can. You just got to stop putting those limits on yourself, those limitations on yourself. Really do think about the people that have it way worse and are still showing up each day for their families, for themselves, for the world. They're giving it their all. So I wouldn't want to even waste a minute complaining about how bad I have it. You know what I'm saying? There's so much to be grateful for, and there's so much work to do. So I'm gonna use my time wisely why not use your time wisely to give it your all? Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I appreciate you guys so much, and I hope this helped you a little bit. So I hope you guys have a beautiful day.